अच्छा, तो next concept is onto function. So what is an onto function or surjective function? Achha. Let f be any function from a non-empty set A to another non-empty set B. Then achha, be any function. Then f is said to be onto if range of f is equal to codomain of f, which is equal to B. Try to understand the definition. If a function f is defined from A to B, then we know A is called the domain of the function f and B is called the codomain of the function f. So, and what is range? Suppose this is set A and this is set B. Now, these are some elements, and suppose the function f is defined like this. So, now this particular subset, that means the collection of all images, this is nothing but the range of f. So if f becomes onto, then this range will be equal to this entire codomain. So that means this function f, which is demonstrated here, is not onto, because this set B, that means the codomain of the function B, consists of two extra elements which are not included in the range. So we can say the range of f for this function, the range of f is not equal to the codomain B, hence not onto. Not onto. That means if I get a picture like this, then we say this function is onto. Why? Because the range of f is the collection of these two elements, as well as the codomain also consists of these two elements only. Hence, in this case, we can say f is onto. If we see at least one extra element in the codomain, such that this element is not included in the range, that means if range is not equal to B, that means if range is a proper subset of B, that means fully contained in B, then we say f is not onto. If we see some extra element in the set codomain which is not included in the range, then we say range is not equal to the codomain, hence the function f is not onto. For example, let us consider this function f from R to R is defined by fx is equal to mod x by x signum function when x not equal to 0, and 0 whenever x is equal to 0. So if I break this function, we see this is x by x whenever x is greater than 0. This is minus x by x whenever x is less than 0, because mod of x will be plus x if x greater than 0, and mod of x will be minus of x if x is less than 0, and 0 whenever x is equal to 0. That means x or x kete de, you will get 1 whenever x is greater than 0. This is minus 1 whenever x is less than 0. This is 0 whenever x is equal to 0. That means we can see that for each and every positive value of x, the image is 1. That means if I choose x is equal to 2, then the image, that means fx, that means f of 2 is 1. If I choose x is equal to suppose 100, then f of x, that is equal to f of 100, this is equal to 1, because for all positive values of x, the image is 1. Similarly, for all negative values of x, the image is -1. And for x is equal to 0, the image is 0. That means the image set. That means the image set of f, which is known as range of f, consists of 3 elements only, which is 1, -1, and 0. Now look at the codomain, which is R. R is the codomain. That means it is the collection of all real numbers. But for this function f, the range set consists of only 3 real numbers. So obviously we can say this particular range is not equal to the codomain set of reals. Hence, this function f is not onto. Is that clear? Total discussion about function onto function, that means the definition and this example. Is it clear to you all? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If anyone has any doubt, then please let me know. Do you have any doubt? Anyone? Okay. So let us check another function, whether this function is onto or not. Suppose the function f from R to R is defined by fx is equal to box x. Now tell me whether this function f is onto or not. Here the codomain is a set of reals. That means if f is onto, then the range set is also the set of reals. If the function is not onto, then you will get a range which will be a proper subset of the set of reals. Now try to find the range of this function. That means the image set. That means the collection of all images. So what will be the collection of all images? At least try. If you choose x is equal to 0, then what will be the image of 0? Perfect. Perfect. The range of f will be the set of integers, which is not equal to the set of reals, that is the codomain. I will definitely explain why the range is z. But first thing is that the range of f will be z, which is not equal to the set of reals, and z is also a proper subset of the set of reals. So this function f is not onto. Why? Now let us choose some values of x from the set of reals. Let us say x is equal to 1, then let us choose x is equal to 0.5, then suppose 2.7, then suppose -3.8, then suppose 4, then 5.7, and so on. Then what will be the box values? That means the images. The image of 1 will be box of 1, which is equal to 1. The image of 0.5 will be box of 0.5, that will be 0. What is box of x? Greatest integer value less than or equal to x. Achha, try to remember in this way. Suppose any number is 2.007, then you have to take the integral part. That means this function maps any real number to its integral part. So if any number is 0.05, that means it is nothing but 0.05. So the integral part will be 0. That means this function maps any real number to its integral part, if the real number is positive. For negative real number, what will be the scenario? If you choose -2.5, then its box value will be -3. Because according to the definition, greatest integer value less than or equal to x. So -3 is less than -2.5. You cannot write -2 because it will violate or it will contradict the definition. If you choose -2 box of 2.5, then it will be minus of 3. If you choose -4.7, it will be minus of 5, because the integral value must be less than or equal to the given real number. So -4 can't be the answer because -4 is greater than -4.7. We have to choose that particular integer which is the greatest in value but less than the given real number. So the greatest integer value less than -4.7 is -5. So if the given real number is positive, take the integral part directly. If the given real number is negative, then take the integral part which is just less than the given real number. But if the given real number is negative and integer, then write it directly. Like this. So now let us consider the function f r to r. Now let us consider the images. If x is equal to 1, then the box value will be 1. If x is equal to 2.03, then we have to take the integral part, that is 2. If -3.02, it will be minus of 4. If it is 0, then it will be 0. If it is 0.7, then it will be 0. If it is -0.9, it will be -1, and so on. So there is a common pattern in case of each of the images. What is the pattern? This is an integer, this is also 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 an integer. So if you choose any real number, you will definitely see that the image of that real number is an integer. You will definitely see. So I can say the range, that means the collection of all images, that is the collection of all images is nothing but the set of integers. It will contain each and every integer, and which is not equal to the codomain R. So this function f is not onto. Is that clear? Yes or no? Please reply. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Bakira,
Yes,
please
sir.
reply. কি আরেকবার বল কি বলছিস, বুঝতে পেরেছিস?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So tell me about this function f, which is defined from the set of reals to closed interval 0, comma 1, and the function is defined by fx is equal to fractional part of x. Fine. Fractional part of x means for any given real number you have to take the fractional part. Suppose the real number is given by 1.97, then its image will be 0.97. So this function f maps every real number to its decimal part. That means the fractional part. So now tell me whether this function f is onto or not. Try to find the answer.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, onto হবে না because এখানে তো ক্লোজড ইন্টারভাল আছে মানে কিন্তু এটা তো 0.97 তো ইকুয়াল টু দ্য কোডোমেন তো হচ্ছে না, রেঞ্জ ইজ আ সাবসেট অফ কোডোমেন হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
That means you are saying that there will be at least one extra element in the codomain which will not be included in the range, right?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
What is that element which is not included in the range? Tell me that extra element which is not included in the range. Your answer is correct. It is not onto. Perfect. Your logic is
Sir, one.
partially one. Why?
কেন কি
বল ঠিক বলছিস।
স্যার কেন কি স্যার 1.10 হলে তো না, 1.11 হলে তো হবে না।
Fractional part can't be 1, right? Fractional part কিভাবে 1 হতে পারে? You are talking about the fractional part of a number, so it can't be an integer, না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
So 1 cannot be included in the range. Perfect answer. Absolutely correct. Thank you for your answer. বাকিরা একটু বলো কি বললো, বুঝতে পেরেছিস?
স্যার এটা আরেকবার বলবে, আমি তো এমনি ভাবলাম।
হ্যাঁ আমি ভালো করে বলে দিচ্ছি, বাট তুই ঠিক বলেছিস। আচ্ছা ভালো মতো শোন। This is the function which maps any real number to its fractional part, right? So fractional part means what? Suppose let us choose some real numbers. Okay, fine. 0.01, 0.9, 1.7, 1.99, 2.03, and so on. And some negative numbers as well. Minus 0.2, minus 0.7, minus 1.9, minus 2.78, minus 3.09, and so on. 3.0 minus 3.0. Sure. 3.0 means 3. Achha. So what will be the fractional part? That means what will be the images? The image is 0.1, the image is 0.9, the image is 0.7, the image is 0.9, the image is 0.03, here the image is 0.2, here the image is 0.7, here the image is 0.9, here the image is 0.78, here the image is 0. Because if you take an integer, the fractional part will be 0. If you take an integer, the fractional part will be 0. So here we can see the images are each and every element starting from 0 up to 0.999999999. That means just before 1. Why? 0.1 can be an image, 0.001 can be an image, 0.0000001 can be an image. If you choose any number 5.000000001, so the image will be 0.000000001, and so on. If you choose 0.7, suppose 7.8, then the image will be 0.8. So you can get each and every number from 0 up to that particular number which is just before 1. And we do not know that number, but what I am going to say that 1 cannot be included in the range set because the fractional part can never be 1. কেউ যদি ভাবি স্যার এটা তো 0.1 আছে, এটা 0.1 আছে, it is not 1. We are talking about the fractional part, and fractional part can never be an integer. So 1 cannot be included in the range set because 1 cannot be the image of any of the elements belonging to the set of reals. Is that clear, Hanana?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Bakira? Bakira ball, is that clear? Yes or no?
Sir.
Let us define a function f from the set of reals to the set of reals defined by fx is equal to x square. Now tell me whether this function f is onto or not. Onto or not? fx is equal to x square. That means we have to check whether the collection of all images is
No, sir,
equal
not
to the
on
set of
to.
reals or not. Not onto. Why?
Sir, because
Integers
reals
also.
এর মধ্যে নেগেটিভ নাম্বারস গুলো হচ্ছে না এফএক্স রেঞ্জে।
Perfect. We can see all the images are in square form, square of real numbers. And we know if you take any square of any real number, if you take the square of any real number, then it will be greater than or equal to 0. So we cannot see any negative number as the image of any of the elements of the set of reals. No negative number can be an image. No negative number can be an image because all the images are of the form x square. That means square of some real number which will be greater than or equal to 0. So we cannot say any number, any negative number can be an image of any given real number. Fine. But this codomain set of reals, this contains negative reals as well. This contains negative reals as well. So the set R, that means the codomain, is not equal to the range of f. Range of f is nothing but R plus positive reals and 0. So if the function is defined like this, f from R to R plus union 0, then the function f becomes onto. These type of questions can be asked. Suppose f from R to A is defined by this. Now it is given that the function f is onto, then you will be asked to find the value of A. I'll definitely do these type of examples. So if the codomain becomes R plus, that means the collection of all positive reals, and 0, then the function becomes onto. Then the function becomes onto, because we can see all the images are of the form x square, and square of any real number can never be negative. So no negative real number can be treated as the image of any of the reals. Is that clear? Yes or no? Answer. Is that clear? Perfect. Now tell me, any function f is defined from R to R, is defined from R to R by fx is equal to x square plus ax plus ax na x square plus 4x plus 3.
তো এটা কি 4x লিখেছো?
4x, x square plus 4x plus 3. X square plus 4x plus 3. Acha, there is a short trick to check these type of functions which are in quadratic form. Acha, I can write like this: y is the image of x, that is x square plus 4x plus 3. So write it in this way: y is equal to x square. Acha, y is equal to f of x, this is for sure, because x comma y is related and y can be treated as the function image of x. So fx can be written as y is equal to fx is equal to x square plus 4x plus 3. Now tell me, this y is equal to x square plus 4x plus 3 represents which equation? Circle, parabola, hyperbola, ellipse, which equation? Which curve? Specifically say, this equation represents which curve? Straight line, circle, parabola, hyperbola, ellipse.
প্যারাবোলা।
Parabola. Why?
y square equals to 4x to x, না দাঁড়ান আমি ভুলে গেছি না।
ঠিকই বলেছি, সেটা প্যারাবোলাই হবে। If you see in any equation the power of one variable is 2 and the power of one variable is 1, then that particular equation represents a parabola. y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c represents a parabola, and the graph of this parabola will be like this or like this. If the equation is y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, then there are two possibilities. Either the graph of this parabola will look like this, or the graph of this parabola will look like this. Now, which graph is to be taken? That is entirely dependent on the value of a. If a is positive, then it will be vertically upwards. If a is negative, then this will be vertically downwards. Is that clear? Now tell me, if it is clear, now tell me which type of parabola will be this, vertically upwards or vertically downwards?
তো সেটা x এর উপর ডিপেন্ড করবে না?
It will be dependent on the value of a, which is the coefficient of x square. If the coefficient of x square is positive, then it is vertically upwards. If the coefficient of x square is negative, then it is vertically downwards. Now tell me, this equation represents which type of parabola, vertically upwards or vertically downwards?
Vertically upwards.
Vertically upwards, because the coefficient of x square is 1, which is greater than 0. Is that clear? Yes or no? So if I want to draw the graph of this parabola, it will look like this. Yes or no? Or this, or this.
Yes, sir.
That means there will be two distinct real roots, there will be equal roots, or there will be no root. That will entirely depend on the discriminant, b square minus 4ac. Achha, let us check. B square means 16, 4ac means 4 into 3 into 1, that is equal to 4, which is greater than 0. So two distinct roots will be there for this parabola. That means I can say the graph of this parabola will look like this. In some of the cases, you may see that the graph of this parabola will be this. That is equal roots. Hey, these concepts are discussed in your class 10, right? Yes or no? Based on the discriminant, whenever b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we will get two roots. Whenever
Two roots,
b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then we get equal roots, real roots obviously. If b square minus 4ac less than 0, then imaginary roots. Imaginary roots means the graph will never cut the x-axis. Any doubt?
না স্যার।
তাহলে এটার জন্য কি প্রবলেম ছিল? x square plus 4x plus 3. Now for this equation the discriminant is greater than 0, so we'll get the graph represented by this white line. Achha. Now looking at this graph, tell me one thing, is it the graph of an onto function, yes or no? Onto function means what? If you choose any number from y axis, that is the fx axis, that means I am saying each and every element of this y-axis, each and every element of this y-axis will be included in the image set, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Why yes, sir? If I say that the white line is the graph, then the image set is what? Starting from this point up to infinity.
Yes, sir.
But
Sorry.
this is bounded by this line. So how can you get this line in the image set, these points in the image set? The image set is bounded by this point, yes or no? The graph is changing its concavity, that means its curvature from this point. That means a graph ta eta minimum point ke touch kore upore uthe geche. So how can you get these points in your image set? Is it possible?
না স্যার, হবে
না
না।
স্যার।
তো Then obviously this function is not onto. Yes or no? Because the codomain is given R now. See, this is R. So these points must be included in the range set if the function f is onto. So we can see that these points are not included in the range set. So this function cannot be considered as onto function. Is that clear? Yes or no?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
এবার যদি তোদেরকে বলে এই ফাংশনটা এরকমই ডিফাইন করা আছে f from R to some set A, okay, defined by fx is equal to x square plus 4x plus 3, তাহলে তোদের কাছে এতটুকু ক্লিয়ার that the graph will be like this and the range set will consist of all of these points, starting from this particular point to infinity. So if it is asked to find the value of A, then you can say it will go to infinity starting from this particular point, say P. So if you can get the value of P, then you can definitely find the value of capital A, that means the range. Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes or no? বুঝতে কারো সমস্যা থাকলে বলবি। If you are asked to find the value of A whenever it is given that the function is onto, then we can say the range will start from this particular point and it will move up to infinity plus infinity, because এটা তো থামবে না রে বাবা, এটা তো চলতেই থাকবে, এটা যত চলতে থাকবে সব পয়েন্ট কভার হতে থাকবে। হ্যাঁ না না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
এই ছেলেটা তুই বুঝতে পেরেছিস না বুঝতে পারিসনি? এর নিচে কোনো পয়েন্ট কি থাকবে ইমেজ সেটে? হ্যাঁ না না বল।
না, থাকবে না।
তাহলে অবভিয়াসলি রেঞ্জটা এখান থেকেই স্টার্ট হবে। তো এখান থেকে যদি স্টার্ট হয়, এই পয়েন্টটার ভ্যালু কত? এই পয়েন্টটার ভ্যালু এটাই, যেটা এই পয়েন্টের y কোঅর্ডিনেটের ভ্যালু। হ্যাঁ না না? That means this point is nothing but the y coordinate of the vertex of the parabola. Of the vertex of the parabola. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So how to find the y coordinate of the vertex?
চলো ভর্টেক্সের এক্স কোঅর্ডিনেটটা দিয়ে ইকুয়েশনে প্লেস করে দিলে তো পেয়ে যাব।
সেটা কিভাবে করবি একটু বল শুনি। You have to convert this equation into the form x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4 into a into y minus beta. এটা মনে রাখ, এটা ক্লাস 11 এর কনসেপ্ট। You have to convert that equation into this form. Y is equal to, the given equation is x square plus 4x plus 3. So if you want to convert this equation into this form, that means x minus alpha whole square. So I can write x square plus 2 into x into 2 plus 2 square 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 will become 3. Why did I write this? Because I can convert this equation into this form. That is x plus 2 whole square is equal to y plus 1. Now where is 4a? 4a can be written like this. So this is in this form. X minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta. If you can convert the given equation into this form, then alpha comma beta will be the vertex. Alpha comma beta will be the vertex. So here in this case, the vertex is minus 2 comma minus 1. Why? Because if it is x minus alpha, then the vertex becomes alpha. If it is y minus beta, then the vertex will be beta. Here it is x plus 2 So the vertex will be -2 comma, because of this plus it is -1. So this is the vertex. Now we have got the vertex. Now we need this point, that is the y coordinate, that means this point. This is -1, so this is -1. So I can say the range is -1 closed, because it will definitely touch -1. This is the vertex, up to infinity open. So this is the value of a if f is onto. Is that clear? Achha. First is question number 3. Fx is equal to x minus 2 by x minus 3, where f is defined from r minus 3 to r minus 1. That means in the domain 3 is not included, in the codomain 1 is not included. Fine. So we have to show that f is onto. One part is already done. So we have to show f is onto. Achha. What is meant by onto function? If there can't be an extra element in the codomain which is not included in the range part. So if we choose any arbitrary element, concentrate on what I am saying. If we choose any arbitrary element from the codomain, then it will be an image of any of the elements of the domain, because each and the entire codomain will be equal to the entire range. That means the set of images will be the codomain. That means if you choose any point from the codomain, it will be an image of some of the elements of the set of the codomain. Is that clear what I am saying? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let us choose an arbitrary element from the set, that means from the codomain. So let y belongs to the codomain, that is r minus 1. Fine. এবার কি করবি, রাফ পার্টে ক্যালকুলেট করে নিবি। আচ্ছা, কি প্রুফ করতে কি হবে, হোয়াট ইজ টু বি প্রুভড? If y is any arbitrary chosen element from the codomain, we have to show y is an image. We just have to show that range of f is equal to codomain of f. We have to show this. আচ্ছা, ক্লাস 11 এ কি প্রুফ করেছিলাম, দুটো সেটকে কখন ইকুয়াল বলে বলতো? যখন দুটোই দুটোর সাবসেট হয়, রাইট? হ্যাঁ না না বল, মনে আছে ক্লাস 11 এ পড়েছিলি দুটো সেটকে কখন ইকুয়াল বলি? যখন দুটোই দুটো সাবসেট হয়। হ্যাঁ না না, ভুলে গেছিস না মনে আছে বল?
হ্যাঁ স্যার মনে আছে।
দুটো সেটকে যখন ইকুয়াল প্রুফ করতে হবে, তখন আমাদের অ্যাপ্রোচ হবে a is a subset of b and b is a subset of a. We have to prove this. Acha, so here we have to show range of f is equal to the codomain of f. We have to show this. Now range of f is already a subset of codomain. Why? Because range is the collection of all images which is included in the codomain. We just have to show the codomain is also a subset of the range of f. We have to show this. Now how to prove that codomain is a subset of range? We just need to pick one extra element, one element from the set, from the codomain. We just need to pick one element from the codomain, and we have to show this y belongs to the range of f. Now if we have to show that y belongs to the range of f, and what is the range of f? Collection of all images. That means we have to show y belongs to the collection of all images of f of r under f. That means y belongs to the collection of all images. So y is an image. So we need to show if we pick an element from the codomain, it will be an image. It will be an image means there is an x such that fx is equal to y. Is that clear? The approach to show ontoness or surjectivity of a function, the algorithm to show, we need to pick one element from the codomain and we have to show that element is an image of any of the elements of the domain. y বলে একটা এলিমেন্টকে চুজ করবি কোডোমেইন থেকে এন্ড শো করবি সেই y টা কোনো না কোনো একটা ডোমেইন থেকে পাওয়া x এর ইমেজ. So in this problem fx is given by কি ছিল x minus 2 by x minus 3. So the image of x will be x minus 2 by x minus 3. Now we have chosen y belongs to the codomain, which is r minus 1. We need to show y is an image of some x from the domain, which is equal to r minus 3. That is we need to show, that is to show there exists x belongs to domain which is equal to r minus 3 such that y is the image of x. এটা আমাকে শো করতে হবে। এবার এটা করার জন্য রাফে একটা ক্যালকুলেট করবি। কি করবি? ধরে নে এটা হবে y is equal to fx হবে, ধরে নে রাফে, এটা রাফ ওয়ার্ক। তো y যদি fx হয়, fx মানে কত? x minus 2 by x minus 3। এখান থেকে কি কাজ করবি বলতো? এখান থেকে এটাকে ক্রস মাল্টিপ্লাই করবি। সব প্রবলেম এভাবেই করবি। x minus 2 মানে তোর কাজ হচ্ছে y is equal to x minus 2 by x minus 3 আছে, তোর কাজ হচ্ছে x is equal to কিছু একটা আনা। তাহলে কি হবে? yx minus x equal to 3y minus 2. So x কে কমন নিয়ে নে, y minus 1 equal to 3y minus 2. So x নিয়ে নে 3y minus 2 by y minus 1. So ভেবে দেখ x এর ভ্যালু যদি এটা হয় তাহলে কিন্তু y equal to এটা হবে। If x is this, then y is this. So we'll write now 3y minus 2 by y minus 1 belongs to domain. কারণ আমরা দেখতেই পাচ্ছি x এর ভ্যালু এটা আসবে, ডাইরেক্টলি লিখব domain, that is r minus 3 such that f of 3y minus 2 by y minus 1 is equal to y. So treat 3y minus 2 by y minus 1 is equal to x. So fx is equal to y, hence f is on 2. Hence f is on 2. Is that clear? Yes or no? কোডোমেইন থেকে একটা এলিমেন্টকে পিক করবি, দেখাবি সেটা ইমেজ, এটা তোদের কাজ। কোডোমেইন থেকে একটা এলিমেন্টকে পিক করবি y, দেখাবি সেটা ইমেজ। ইমেজ দেখাবি মানে সেটাকে fx দেখাবি। fx শো করার মানে হচ্ছে you have to find one value of x for which fx will become y. সো ওটাকে রাফ ক্যালকুলেট করে কি করব? ধরে নেব y টা fx হবে। তাহলে fx এর জায়গায় ভ্যালুটাকে সাবস্টিটিউট করে x এর ভ্যালু বের করব ইন টার্মস অফ y। জাস্ট সিম্পল অ্যালগরিদম। y is equal to fx লিখে fx এর যা ভ্যালু দেওয়া থাকবে ওটাকে লিখে you have to find the value of x in terms of y. Then we will write f of that value of x যেটা আমরা পেলাম in terms of y will be y. So f will become on 2. Is the algorithm clear? যদি কনসেপ্ট একটু বুঝতে অসুবিধা হয়, is the algorithm clear? কি প্রুফ করবি, ধরবি একটা y আছে কোডোমেন থেকে, সেই তারপর এই করে এগোবি। ইজ দ্যাট ক্লিয়ার? f from r minus 2/3 to r minus 2/3 given by fx is equal to 4x plus 3 by 6x minus 4. So fine, pick one y from this. Let y equal to fx, that is 4x plus 3 by 6x minus 4. Try to find the value of x from this equation and claim that f of this particular value will be y. Hence f is onto. Done. What is the value of x ray? বল কত এসছে in terms of y?
Sir, x টা আসছে 3 minus 4y by 6y minus 4.
হ্যাঁ এরকমই আসবে। তাহলে কি ক্লেম করবি? f of this is equal to y, right?